What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 video. Man, we learned a lot of stuff today about MLB The Show 20. The gameplay trailer dropped if you want to see my full live reaction. Top right hand corner right there. And also the developer live stream as well came out. So we learned 10 new features about MLB The Show 20, which we're going to go over today in this video. I'm very excited. The stuff that we learned today is all stuff that we were really hoping for, and we got it, and so much more. Super excited as always. Make sure to leave a like down below on these videos if you guys do enjoy them. Best way to support my channel. And then if you guys want to subscribe as well, we are just about to 18,000 subscribers. Always be alerted whenever we post a new video. But without further ado, I'm going to head in the lab. I'll catch you all back in just a minute. And yeah, here we go. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the brand new legends we're going to see in MLB The Show 20. The ones confirmed so far are Gary Sheffield, Mariano Rivera, David Big Papi Ortiz, John Franco, not Julio Franco, as I mistakenly said in my gameplay trailer reaction. Thank you all for pointing that out. And then Shane Victorino. So top to bottom, the first one, Gary Sheffield, we knew kind of that we could see him. You know, Gary Sheffield Jr. on Twitter talked about that we might be seeing his stat in 19, and then he said in 20. So we're going to see him. Of course, very big bat, had some speed as well. Real journeyman, you know, great to see in the game. Really nice swing, pretty wild as well. Mariano Rivera, one of the most requested legends that we've seen in quite some time, finally getting into the game. I'm not too sure how he's going to play. He only threw fastballs, a 4-seam, a 2-seam, and a cutter. I don't really know how they're going to do it. I hope it's not a situation where, you know, everybody loves him, but it's kind of hard to use him in the game. David Ortiz, not much else to say about him. One of the sweetest lefty swings that we're going to have in the game. A lot of power, not a lot of defense, not a lot of speed, but that's what you come to expect. One of the clutchest hitters that we've seen in probably the last couple generations. We have John Franco. I'll be honest, I don't really know a whole lot about him. I looked him up. He was a closing pitcher for the Mets, I think for the Reds a little bit as well. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys know a little bit more about John Franco. I'll be honest, I don't really. And then finally, the flying Hawaiian, Shane Victorino. Very excited to see him, which is rare. You guys know I'm a Rays fan. He was with the Phillies team in 08. I don't really like a whole lot of Phillies around that time, but he was one of those that I really did like to watch, and I'm super happy to see him in the game. As y'all can tell, a lot of really good new legends, and trust me, this is not going to be it. Last year it was 30 plus. I would wager that it's probably going to be more this time. It was great last year. I think we're going to have an even better cast of legends in MLB 20. The extreme catch indicator is something that you've probably saw if you played something in particular, but this is of course a new gameplay mechanic that we're going to see in MLB The Show 20, and it's going to be for those really hard to make catches. You guys can see if you don't time it right, or if you don't dive when you're supposed to, it'll eat you up. You might knock it down and keep it in front of you, or it could potentially go past you as well. And then you see this one scenario where I think that might be Byron Buxton. He times it right and he's able to make the diving catch. This is kind of going to be what the home run robbing indicator is for making diving catches. This is a cool new feature. I know a lot of people complain that it's kind of difficult to make diving catches, just not really something to go off of, even though the AI can make them all the time. Mark Trumbo just goes out of his mind when you play the Orioles versus the computer, but hopefully this should make it a little bit easier for you as a player. I'm assuming they're gonna have something like they had the off the wall ribbon last year, where depending on your fielding rating, it's gonna pop up a little bit earlier, so you're gonna know that you're gonna have to have one of these diving situations. So if you have better fielding, you're going to be able to have a better chance of making those catches, which I'm very happy with. I really like fielding actually making a difference. So this is a great new feature. I'm very excited about it. Player quirks are going to be getting an overhaul, and they're going to be on a tiered system: silver, gold, and diamond. I don't know if there's going to be a bronze, but we know these three for sure. A couple of them in specific, the silver rounds, we see improved ability to hit pitches slightly outside of the strike zone, easier hit timing for pitches in the center of the strike zone, improved hitting ability when ahead in the count, improved hitting ability when your team is ahead. And then on the golds here, we start to see some facsimiles are upgraded a bit, so they're the same thing. It's just you're more adept at that skill. One new one, pitching accuracy bonus when the bases are empty. And then once we get to the diamond round, once again, you're going to see some of them are now elite abilities. But one new one that we see is the elite ability to hit pitches in 0-0 counts. So I think this is obviously going to be in Road to the Show. I don't know if this is going to be something in Diamond Dynasty that maybe you can put on your created player. I think that would be a cool new addition. Or maybe these are going to finally be on Legend and Flashback cards as well in Diamond Dynasty. I kind of doubt it, but at least Road to the Show, new quirk system. Right here on this clip, we're going to see Showdown, which is apparently going to be a new game mode within Diamond Dynasty. It was first shown in the gameplay trailer and then furthermore revealed to be a new game mode on the developer live stream list. I'll be honest, I don't really know what this is going to be. They didn't say any details about it. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's going to be like a one-on-one head-to-head style where you have one pitcher, one hitter, kind of like they have the weekly challenges where you try to earn points. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. Let me know what you guys think. It could be down below in the comment section. Alright y'all, welcome back. So we talked about and broke down everything that we saw in the trailer. Now we're going to talk about some stuff that we saw explicitly within the developer live stream schedule. The first thing I want to talk about is the big one, franchise rebranding. I mentioned this in my franchise video. I was pretty sure that we were going to get this because they mentioned more customization, and what we're going to get here is the ability to change your team name, location, and logos. So it's going to be refranchising within a franchise. Now, we don't know all the specifics about this. I'm not too sure how the change team or the location is going to work because I don't know if they're going to have stadium presets or something, because, you know, wouldn't it be kind of odd if we were in Baltimore, or no, if we were in Tampa Bay and we moved to Montreal, if we're still playing in Tropicana, just in Canada, that wouldn't really make sense. So I don't know what they're going to do as far as that goes, but relocation is going to be there. And then, you know, the changing team name and logos, that was always the really easy stuff. They don't say uniforms, but I would really find it hard to believe if you can change your logo and your team name and you can't change your uniform, so I would imagine that's alongside in there as well. This is really exciting. You know, I always thought this wouldn't be that hard to do, especially just giving us the assets to create the logo, create the uniforms, and change the team name, because that's already in Diamond Dynasty. So happy that we see that. And location, that's really cool. Maybe this could pave the way for create a stadium. They don't say it anywhere within here, but that's a great first step, and it's another feature for MLB 20. This is another really interesting one, which is kind of vague, and this is going to be leagues with friends. Simple and flexible leagues with your friends, and it is mentioned under custom leagues and competitive events. So I'm really not so sure what to think about this. It kind of sounds like online franchise in a bit, because yeah, that's really what it is, having leagues with your friends. It's flexible. Maybe it's going to be a Diamond Dynasty thing. It doesn't say Diamond Dynasty, it doesn't say franchise, but I think it's probably going to be something like that. And honestly, even though it might not be what we all want, if it is a Diamond Dynasty thing, it's still a step in the right direction that maybe we'll see online franchise back in MLB The Show 21 once it's brought to all platforms in the 9th generation of consoles. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I know some of you might not be all that into Diamond Dynasty, but, you know, it's pretty easy to get some cards, and if they have it kind of where you can have multiple players on a team, I don't really know, but it's going to be interesting nonetheless, and it's another thing that we learned for MLB 20. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. I'm honestly kind of confused. The throw home indicator is a new gameplay feature. Once again, if you played something, you probably know about this. I'm pretty much going to say what I think it's going to be is throwing home. It's probably going to be something where your outfielder has to make a throw home, and this is probably going to bring more depth into the gameplay where, you know, previously, if you look at the throwing meter, or the button accuracy, which I think is what most people use, at least if you plan on playing competitively, it's a pretty easy green window, easy to get there, but I think this is going to be something where it makes it more advanced, so it's harder to get, but it can have a lot more reward. So it's high risk, high reward. If you get it right where it's supposed to be, you can have a more on target throw. So maybe you're going to throw out some more guys. And I'm assuming it's probably going to have to do something with your throw accuracy, which has always been something that doesn't seem to matter in previous years because it's so easy to hit your green window on button accuracy. So once again, I think it's a good new feature that they're adding into gameplay. I always like whenever they add new fielding mechanics because that's kind of where I pride myself on. So if it separates the men from the boys and really makes your fielding attribute matter, I'm all here for it. Perfect hitting. Not sure what this is talking about. I have no idea. I'm assuming this is going to have something to do with your hitter feedback. In the past, we've had, I think we might have had a perfect reading before. I'm not exactly sure. But of course, if you think about MLB 19, if you square up your PCI on the ball, if it's in a good spot in the strike zone, like right down the middle, and if you are good timing, it's going to say good. And this time, I'm assuming it's going to say perfect. And what it says within there is perfect timing and perfect PCI placement guarantees peak player performance. So it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a base hit. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a home run, but it should guarantee that you're going to hit the ball really hard and you're going to maximize the possibilities of a player's attributes. So if you get a perfect with Babe Ruth, you're really going to feel that raw power, that raw strength, and there's probably a good chance that you are going to get a home run, a good hit, and hit it, 110, 115, 120 miles per hour. So if this is going to help the hitting, I really think this is a great idea. They didn't really mention anything other in the live stream schedule about hitting, but I think this is a great step in the right direction. And the last thing that we learned, the last new feature in MLB 20 that we learned today is we're going to have full minor league rosters within franchise. I don't really know how to feel about this feature because, let's be honest, most people that play franchise, you know about OSFM rosters that always have the full minor league rosters, but it looks like now it's going to be within the official MLB The Show rosters, which is interesting because this is something they've never been able to do before. If you think about like when Vlad Guerrero came up, well, he was a bit different because he was in the game as soon as he was called up to the bigs, but when he was in the minor leagues, he was not in the game. So I would assume they signed some kind of deal with the MLB where now they're able to have the likeness to minor league players, which is very interesting. You're not going to have to download the OSFM rosters. It should be a better looking face, you would think, because it's probably not going to be a face scan, or it might be, but they're going to be the ones doing it, so the ratings and their face is going to be accurate to what they put in there, which isn't always accurate, but it is interesting. Rebrand your team in franchise mode and full minor league rosters. So another thing to look forward to for MLB The Show 20 franchise mode players. This is all I mentioned as far as that goes, but if this is all we get, and then a couple more things, they have March to October, well, but we've already talked about that, trading, that kind of thing, more compelling situations. I think this would still be one of the biggest franchise updates that we've had in years. And there we go, 10 new features for MLB The Show 20 that we learned throughout the gameplay trailer, as well as the developer live stream schedule. Now, the live streams are going to start pretty shortly. In pretty much 2 weeks, we're going to start seeing those happen. So those are always really exciting. Also going to reveal some new legends alongside with there. There hasn't been a total number. Last year, it was 30 plus. I would bet to wager that we might see even more than 30 this year, and we've already seen a bunch of really good ones. Let me know, as always, in the comments section, what new features, what are you most excited for MLB The Show 20, and if you didn't see something that really got you jumping out of your seat, what is it that would make you really be excited for MLB The Show 20? If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a like down below. But you guys are great today. Check us out. Yay!